Welcome back to the portfolio updates. Currently, the portfolios sit at a combined value of just over 41,000 AUD. This sounds kind of crazy to say because I remember doing the videos when my portfolio broke 20,000 and 25,000, and it's now gone over the 40,000s, and I hope to hit 50,000 by the end of the year. That's made up of the 15,996 USD in my stake portfolio, which is the equivalent of just over 25,000 AUD, and the 16,100 that is in my Vanguard Australian portfolio. The first portfolio I'm going to go through is my stake portfolio. So currently I'm up around 12%, which is around 1,702 USD, and my best performers are Apple and Microsoft. From top to bottom, realistically in the last few weeks I haven't added much. I did put money into VOO recently, and that is my biggest position by far, sitting at around 7,800 USD, and my biggest individual positions are Microsoft and Apple. I'll go through my weightings of my portfolio later on my Excel spreadsheet, but just going through quickly, this is actually the first time in a long time that I've actually been up on all my positions. As you can see, Google's now up and Amazon, so all of my positions are in the green, which is good for the portfolio. Makes it look a bit better and feel a bit better. But yeah, not really adding too much right now. In terms of my recent transactions, nothing much has really happened. In regards with the last month, I got a little bit of dividends, but just starting from the bottom. Dividends from JP Morgan, I bought some VOO, and then I got some dividends from Apple, not very big, and then I deposited some more money and then bought more VOO. My goal is to get VOO to 50% of the portfolio. It's currently 49%, so I'm basically there, and then just spread out the rest in between individual stocks. My goal with my stake portfolio is strictly gains. I'm not really trying to grow for dividends or anything, so I'm trying to have some stability with my VOO position, but I do want to focus on gains, because in terms of dividends, that is where my Vanguard portfolio comes in, and I'll show you a bit more about that now. My Vanguard portfolio is the one I've been investing into mainly. You can see the portfolio value of this one has been going up a lot, and I recently deposited, I think it was over $3,500. Going through, my smallest position is VHY, so my Vanguard Australian Shares High Yield ETF, and this is what I was going into a bit more about my wanting to get dividends. So that's around 10 shares, which is $672, and this is pretty much an ETF of the Australians, the high dividend payers. My next one is actually my biggest, which is VLC, which I'm going to get to $10,000 sooner than later, and this just covers the largest companies in Australia, so the top 20, so the mining companies, the banks, all that. Again, big dividend payer, most of the Australian ones are, and we work with a thing called franking credits here, so helps for tax reasons, so there's no double tax. And then my last one is actually VGS, which was the international shares, and I recently just bought a decent chunk of it, I think it was around $700 worth, so I'm up nearly to $6,000 for that position. Again, by the end of the year I want to get this VLC to 10,000, and I want to get my VGS to probably around 7,000. Overall, with the portfolio sitting at over 40,000, I've been away, so haven't been investing as much because I was spending money on my holidays, and just a bit of a break from, still saved money the last month, but not as much as I've been on schedule for and been tracking. In terms of going through my watch list, I have a lot of stocks here. The next investment one again will be VOO, or I'll look if any of my staple positions have dropped a bit in price. A position I want to keep growing is Costco, but it's priced a little bit high right now, but if it does drop over under 540, definitely would want to invest. Same with Microsoft and Apple. If they drag back a little bit, I know Apple was in the 190s, it's down to 178, so not as bad of a time. And same with Microsoft. If Microsoft can get under 330, it's definitely something I'd look at. With my Vanguard portfolio, I take a bit of a different approach. I really never look at the share price, and I know that's probably not the best, but I've just kind of been dollar cost averaging in and just trying to grow it, because my next dividend should come up. You get it every quarter, and it should be around, if I combined all of them, over $250 hopefully. So just kind of hoping to grow my dividends and track them. Speaking of tracking them, I'll go through my Excel spreadsheet where I track everything. So I have a few other spreadsheets, but this is the one where I kind of just show my share, like how much I have invested into each position and how much of my portfolios they take up. So starting with my American portfolio, obviously my biggest individual shares, Apple and Microsoft, they take up around 16-17% respectively. And then you have the likes of Costco and JP Morgan, which are both decent sized positions. As I said, I want to get VOO to 50%. It's currently 49%, so put a bit more in that, and hopefully with some capital gains we'll get there. In regards with my Australian portfolio, you can see 60% is my large company index, which I'm pretty happy with. I kind of like how this is weighted, and then the other ones basically take up 40%. So again, grow that hopefully to 20,000 before the end of the year, and then just keep putting into my stake portfolio. I don't have a set amount I want to get this to, but I just wanted to grow my Vanguard portfolio so I wasn't so heavily kind of reliant on my American portfolio. You can see in regards with last month, this was at the start obviously, so the positions have gone up because I've deposited more into it, but you can see the big jump that I've had in my Vanguard account after doing that big deposit. But you can see how it's nicely been curving up as the month have gone by. Even my stake portfolio has nicely been trading up as well. So as long as I just keep going on this track, hopefully before the end of the year I can get it to over $50,000. Overall, this was just a quick update of kind of how my portfolios are sitting. I'll get a bit more active in terms of uploads, but yeah, I was away for a bit, so trying to get back into the routine. It's nice seeing everything in the green again. This portfolio was actually up around 17%. It's down now to 12, but if it can pull back over and I can be back over the $2,000 in the green, that'd be good too, in terms of getting my stock portfolios valued at around 50k before the end of the year, as that's my goal. But everything else should stay as it is, and if I have any other trades or anything, they'll be in my next portfolio video. Cheers.